LoreWarrior Online, the Purifier Adaptive. Purifier Adaptive Battle Armour is a Wobble design that incorporates advanced camouflage technology and the ability to mount spotting lasers or missile beacons. At the time of Word of Blake's invasion of Terra in 3058, Comstar scientists at the Sandhurst Royal Military College were working on an infantry uniform that used mimetic colour-shifting technology. Comstar believed that this research was destroyed when elements of the Wobbles task force, Steel, would overrun the college. Despite the valiant efforts of the Sandhurst Training Regiment, Comstar believed that the technology had been lost until early August of 3061, when the Wobble militia unveiled a new battle armour prototype that incorporated the same mimetic technology. Word of Blake engineers had learned a great deal about battle armour construction and development during their joint effort with the Free Worlds League, and they were able to produce things like the Achilles light battle armour, and much of that knowledge is reflected here in the Purifier. Like the Achilles, the Purifier features armour composite sheaths laid over a myoma musculature. Unlike the Achilles, the Purifier contains dozens of micro cameras that are tied into a CPU buried in the upper back of the chest plate. These microcameras continuously feed images of the surrounding environment to the computer, which it then sends electrical impulses to the chemical composite impregnated in the Purifier's armor sheaths, and these impulses control the color of the chemical composite. As the battle armor moves, the computer will process and receive feeds from the microcameras and then manipulates the flow of current to each part of the suit, so that each section will change color to better blend into the surrounding terrain. The speed of the changing ability is rapid but limited, and the processor can't properly camouflage a unit if the surrounding terrain changes too quickly or too often. This has no effect when the Purifier is moving at slower speeds, but if the battle armor moves at its maximum speed, the mimetic effect actually makes it easier to spot, as a rapidly shifting colour will make the Purifier stand out rather than blend in. Regardless of this being as a drawback, the mimetic adaptation was deemed a complete success. Once the armour had been perfected, the Wobbles tested several different weapon systems for use with the Purifier at the Krupp Armour Works factory, proving that it would be useful for most weapon systems. They chose the Purifier to come from the Wobbles' close ties to the Free Worlds League and gave it an extended range small laser, a tag system, and a unique NARC missile beacon system. Recently, the Word of Blake has premiered a support PPC version of the model as well, a perfect sniper weapon, as it allows it to remain motionless and gain full advantage of its mimetic armour when it strikes at range. Though it's only produced at the Krupp Armament Works in Germany, production has proceeded at an advanced pace, allowing placement of large quantities of the Purifier into every Word of Blake division. Notable troopers include Demi-Presenter 9 Carla Jacobi. Raised in a Canopian pleasure circus, Carla Jacobi is tough as mech armour, mean as a Nolan, and her troops would say mad as a lifelong, unfortunate term, spaz addict. Though her troops might muster behind her back, as she's found her calling in the Wobbles because her homely looks disappointed the circus madame, she has their absolute devotion, as time and again she's risked her life to extract every trooper, dead or alive, from any assignment. Her most recent actions vaulted her into interstellar notice during the fighting on Glengarry in December of 3069. In command of most of Deference Unified 3 Omega, part of the Blakist 18th Division, she almost single-handedly stormed to the final fallback positions of Brewer's Legion and accounted for most of their deaths, slaughtering them to a man. Captain Darius Wooden. Captain Wooden is overall commander of the Devil's Brigade infantry contingent, a recently registered mercenary force composed of ex-Interstellar Expedition security personnel. Gregarious and easygoing, he loves to quiz troops on esoteric historical trivia. He is as reticent as the entire brigade to discuss his connections with either interstellar expeditions or where he got a set of battle armour like this. He earned his current notoriety even before the brigade's formation, however, as during the actions that led to the unit's creation. During the event, which also involved the Periphery Star Guard and the Green Ghosts, he supposedly ran up against the Bounty Hunter, and not only survived, but apparently dealt the Bounty Hunter's Marauder a fair amount of damage. It's all speculation, of course. However, As no one, including Darius, can or will confirm the details of the encounter, his unwillingness to discuss these events, along with the fact that he bears the same surname as Dr. Rainer Wooden, Chief Operations Officer of Interstellar Expeditions, no records existing of him having a son, and Darius denies any familial connection, only adds fuel to the fire. As with the mythos of the bounty hunter, the tale grows with each telling, providing Captain Wooden with a reputation he may or may not deserve. So the Purifier, as it says, is manufactured by Krupp Armament Works on Terra. Its tech base is Inner Sphere, its chassis is humanoid, and its weight class is medium. It comes in at a max weight of 1,000 kilo. Its battle value with an ER small is 46, 21 with a compact narc, 20 with a tag, and 42 with the support PPC. It can perform swarm, leg, and mechanized attacks, but not armor-piercing. Anti-personnel. It's notes, when mounted, the narc must be jettisoned before the Purifier can make anti-mech, leg, or swarm attacks, or use jump movement. It is a 1 ground movement, jumping 3 hexes. It has no left arm manipulators, but it does have a battle claw on the right arm. Its armor is mimetic, giving it 6+1 for the trooper. And all of its weapons are obviously located in the left arm as a modular mount to swap out whatever piece of equipment it needed. And that's little treacle in the background. So it's seen shit when you look at its little eyes. It's not a bad looking piece of armor. The idea that this thing obviously moves around with some kind of like Ghost in the Shell style like active camouflage system. It's a cool idea and makes sense for something like this. You're right there, Treacle. God, she's going. And I wonder if that's like a little is that the Swedish military crown? The three is it Tricona or something like that? I forget what it's called. On the chest, which gives an idea. Is it like a kind of captured version for like Razelhag or something? I don't know. Or maybe this is just supposed to be a unit stationed in Sweden. I don't know. But that's the Wobbles battle armor, the Purifier Adaptive. So there we go. I'll catch you on the next one. All thanks for listening, and I guess Treacle says bye. And until then, have a good one. Bye.